people, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Queenie B's community and welcome to our channel. In today's video, guys, I want to talk to you about what will be classified as harsh punishment here in UK. What are some of the unacceptable discipline, punishment that you give to a child that will lead a social worker to get involved in your life, that will lead for your child perhaps to be subject to child protection plans or child in need plan, or perhaps for your child to be removed from your care. What are some of the unacceptable behavior of parents towards children that will be classified as child protection concerns, that will be classified as safeguarding concerns? If you are interested, let's jump into the video. I'm not here to say that don't discipline your children, but if you are disciplining a child and you are giving harsh punishment to those children, then it's classified as an abuse. There are 4 types of an abuse that I'm going to highlight and explain, but I'll put referencing in the description box so you can be able to read for yourself as well. The first form of punishment, harsh punishment, unacceptable discipline, is physical chastisement, beating children. I know in Ghana or Africa, some parents do beat their children and they go freely. They are not being caught by the state, by the government. They are not being questioned by any social worker. It's acceptable perhaps within the Black African community to beat children up. I was born in Ghana, I grew up in Ghana, so I do understand what I'm talking about. But if you are a parent within the Black African community and you have traveled here in UK, or you are planning to come into UK and you want to bring that harsh punishment into UK, beating your children up, using implement to beat the children up, and they go to school and tell the teachers about it, you are going to be in trouble. You can have criminal offense. It's criminal activity when you are using implements to beat children up, when you are constantly beating children up, slapping them, and unfortunately some of the children, by being beaten up, they get bruises all over their faces, all over their body, and they go to school and they tell the teachers. Then I'm afraid social workers will get involved in your life. So one of the forms of abuse to children is about beating children. It's not acceptable here in UK. It's as simple as that. Another form of harsh punishment that will be classified as an abuse is emotional abuse. Abusing the emotional needs of the child, abusing the mental health needs of your child, talking to the children in a way that does not uplift their emotional well-being, but knocking their confidence down, not creating an environment that promotes the growth of your child or your children, will classify it as an abuse. Domestic violence, fighting, beating, 2 parents fighting one another will be classified as domestic violence, will be classified as an abuse going on within the home environment, and the child can be removed from your care when they are witnessing violence in their family home. It affects their behavior. Sometimes the children go to school and they also want to go and abuse the children that they are playing with. They're kicking off, they are beating children, they are not listening at school, they show aggressive behavior because that's what is happening at home. So DV, fighting, argument in the family home when you are living with your spouse is very important. I'm not saying don't debate, don't have your moment. We all do have it, but you have to do it in such a way that it's not affecting the emotional well-being of your child. Emotional abuse is very broad. I'm going to give an example. Here in UK, especially within the Black community, a number of referrals that we receive are African parents using ginger to insert. They grind the ginger and they insert into the private part of children, and it's classified as an abuse here in UK. You will end up have criminal records. You end up in prison if you use ginger as a form of harsh discipline on your children. inserting ginger in their anus or in their private part is not acceptable here in UK. I know in Ghana, perhaps parents use harsh punishment like that, taking ginger and putting into the private part of a child to discipline the child. Sometimes they use it as medicine. Perhaps I'm not accepting that. Why do you use ginger to insert in a child's anus for if a child is not feeling well? There are so many other medicine you can use, no inserting ginger on a child. But that is a debate on its own. But if you're using it as a form of punishment, when a child has done something and you take the child and you grind the ginger and you put in the anus or in the private part, then the child will go to school and tell the teachers. And if they find out that this is what you are doing to your child, I'm afraid you end up in prison. Some of the Black Africa community, I know they've been deported back to Ghana and Nigeria because of using ginger to insert in the private part of their children just to discipline them. A child has done something naughty or not acceptable at home, and they use the ginger and they use it and they beat the child up. Honestly, if you are doing those things, you need to put a stop to it, because once it's found, once it's identified, once we know, social workers know that this is what you are doing to your children or your child, the law will be dealing with you and you can be deported. You will end up in prison. You end up have criminal activity, or you end up having criminal records against you. Another form of harsh punishment that parents do is about neglect. Sometimes they are punishing the child, so they just neglect the child. They don't care about the child. Wherever the child goes, they don't care. Whatever the child do, they don't care. They withdraw food from the child, neglect about withdrawing food from the child. They don't give children the food to eat because the child have done something naughty, and they starve the child. Starvation is that what the child will be experiencing. They go to school feeling so hungry, and they go to school stealing food. When the referral comes, some of the children, they go and steal food at school, because when they get home, the parents are so angry with them that they are not giving them food. If you are a parent and you are withdrawing food from your child as a form of punishment, then it's not acceptable here in the UK. Children need to be fed. They need food to grow, and you are disciplining a child and withdrawing food from their lives is about neglecting their emotional health, their mental health, their physical health. So that needs to be stopped. Another form of punishment, harsh punishment, that is not acceptable here in UK. If you are watching me and you are from the Black African community, it's about when a child does something, you tell the child to kneel down and lift their hands up. And once the child have lifted their hands up and they are tired and their hands are coming down, you start beating the child up and you start forcing the child to lift their hands up again. And when they go to school and they tell the teachers, you are going to be in trouble. It's criminal offense to implement this kind of harsh punishment on your children. Here in UK, it shouldn't even be done in Africa, in Ghana, but I'm afraid sometimes this is what is happening. But here in UK, if you bring this kind of punishment to your children, then I'm afraid you end up in criminality. You will end up having criminal records. You can be deported and you can go to prison as well. And unfortunately, perhaps your child can be taken away from you. If you are a parent and you are struggling in managing the behavior, the emotional, the mental health needs of your child or your children, you need to voice out. I'm always saying to the Black community that I come in contact with, the Black community that I'm giving parenting advice to, you need to let the professionals know, because it's better to tell them the struggles and get the support than to bottle it inside you about your parenting. It's better to let them give you the support you need than to struggle on your own, because the more you struggle, the worse it's going to be for you. The more you are not managing well the difficulties, the more it's going to get harder and harder. So it's better. Some children, unfortunately, may have behavior difficulties. There are some children, perhaps they have their own condition, hence they are finding it difficult to listen and understand the boundaries within the home environment. So as a parent, you need to study your child. You need to assess your own children. And if you think that there's something going on well in this child's behavior, then you need to tell the professionals and they will be able to help you as much as possible. Don't be afraid when a professional comes into your life, when a social worker comes into your life, because you are asking for help and support. There's no way your child will be subject to child protection plan when you have owned to it that I'm struggling, I need help, I need support. Then come on, they'll be able to guide you and give you the support that you need, rather than taking it into your own hands and beating this child up, taking it into your own hands and giving harsh punishment onto the child, whilst perhaps the child have got a condition and needs help to manage the condition, rather than beating the child up. I hope I've been able to share ideas with you in terms of what constitutes harsh punishment here in UK. Queenie V, I'm here to share ideas with students, newly qualified and people who are new into social work. I'm also here to share parenting tips with people, carers, caregivers, especially within the Black community. So if you are one of them that you need tips, advice, guidance, then join the community. If you are somebody who is a student, newly qualified, or you are living overseas and you want to come to UK to study social work, then you'll find my videos very helpful, because I'm doing so much videos to create awareness about child protection processes and also to educate students about topics relating to social work. So join the community if you are interested in social work topics. I want to end by saying your dreams and aspirations can come true. Whatever you're planning to do can come true. You never know. But it will never be given to you on a gold plate. It will never be given to you on a silver plate. You need to work hard towards your dreams and aspiration. And one day, you never know, it can come to pass. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. And if you have watched me till this end, I will say kudos to you. And I'm so happy and appreciative to those who are watching my videos, giving me thumbs up and connecting with me on Instagram. Yeah, so if you don't know, I'm also on Instagram and I'm also on TikTok. If you want to talk to me, if you want us to have chit chat, then connect with me. And if I'm free, why not? We can have a chat. Thanks and bye.